So every now and then you get a chance to chop it up with an 18-year-old entrepreneur from Canada. Mariam, tell everyone who you are.
So, hi, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I appreciate it. Yeah, my name is Mariam Garcia. I'm an 18-year-old entrepreneur. I
How
started a
old?
year and a half
How
ago, more or
old?
less.
How old
Eight,
are you? 18?
18.
Hell yeah, go!
18. Yeah.
Born
Yeah, so I started a year and a half. Yeah. Um, and yeah, I've been going ever since then, and I hope to never stop. Right now, I'm kind of doing a bunch of different things, balancing a bunch of different things, but my main source is a marketing agency. Uh, One thing that I've learned is that every business, no matter what it is, physical, non-physical, digital, needs marketing, needs leads. So that's really the space that I'm in. I wrote two books, one about starting a business as a kid and one about AI in today's world. And then I also host a podcast. I'm a fellow podcaster. Uh, yeah, so that's basically how I started.
what? When did you actually know that you were actually an entrepreneur? When did you realize I'm an entrepreneur? When did you start walking around with that entrepreneurial chip on your shoulder and you're like, yo, 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 hey, I'm an entrepreneur right here.
I think the first time was when I was 17. I went to go guest speak at a college in Canada here. Um, and from that whole time period, I never really called myself an entrepreneur because I was embarrassed. So I just said, "Oh, I'm just working on a few things. I don't know if I want to go back to school," but I never really called myself an entrepreneur because I was afraid. I didn't know if I called myself that, then I felt all this imaginary pressure. But that was really the first time I had to call myself an entrepreneur, and I was like, I really did do all of these things, and this is really happening. Um, so that's when I realized. I think that was when the first time I realized um, this is for me. But this whole journey, this whole going off the beaten path is really for me.
So I always talk to people and I say the difference between an entrepreneur and somebody else is there's this group of people, they've learned how to get a job and a salary and trade time for money. But entrepreneurs are farmers. They create things, they create value, and that's how they get
Yeah,
paid. When
yeah,
you first created
absolutely.
value for somebody and they wrote you a check, they paid you. How did that feel?
It was definitely a different feeling. I mean, I've actually never held a 9 to 5, and I always say that my goal is to never have to hold a 9 to 5. Um,
Well,
but I know
as
one thing
as an
is,
entrepreneur, you actually hold a 9 to 9. You literally work 24 hours. Entrepreneurs don't even care
yeah,
about the
exactly.
clock. You don't even care about the clock when you're an
No,
entrepreneur. You start at 8 in the morning, 6 in the morning. You end at midnight sometimes.
yeah, absolutely. You go to bed dreaming about it, you wake up thinking about it. No, absolutely. Um, so yeah, that's really um that's really where that's how sorry, I'm like forgetting what the question was. I hope you get this part
How did,
out.
no, no, it's okay. How did, no, don't worry. Listen, people want to see an authentic version of you. They want to see
Oh my God.
at the age of 18, maybe fumble a little bit because guess what? This version of you is going to improve next year and the year after and the year
Mhm.
after. And by the way, in about 3 years, when you're 21, you're going to be on stage speaking to thousands of people. And they're going to be like, wait a second. I saw an interview with you and the bald guy. You're not the same person. And you're going to be like, you're right, because I'm an entrepreneur. And every single day I'm reinventing
Yeah.
myself. I'm making myself better. I'm improving myself. I'm winning this day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually I think a lot of people in my circle, my family, friends, etc., they don't really I'm not a very, let's say, outgoing person or super extroverted, so it was a little bit of a shock to everybody that I wanted to kind of go into uh this space. And even one of those things about even guest speaking, like it's pretty hard for me, but um I absolutely, every time I go to a college and guest speak, I mean, I learned so much, even for myself,
Well,
even building
give
my
these
brand,
colleges a
being
shout
able
out.
to.
What colleges have you gone to? Give them a shout out.
The main one that I've gone to is Conestoga College in
What's it called?
Kitchener, Ontario.
What's it called?
Conestoga,
Conestoga.
Conestoga
What are
College.
they? The flying seagulls, the nasty geese? What's their logo?
I don't know. It's a C.
It's a C? Okay, well,
It's just
hey,
a C.
shout out to the crazy Canucks.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's the main college I've gone to. I've gone to like little elementary schools here and there, but yeah, that's what I mean, absolutely. Being an entrepreneur is really one of those things that it's I don't know how to describe it, but it's really like it's completely different from everyone else's experience. And so it's sometimes a little hard to relate to other people because it's like,
Because you're
no,
not the
wow, you're
same.
different. Your experience is so different.
You're like Kendrick
So
Lamar.
different.
They're not like us.
Yeah,
They're not like us. What is that? Isn't that how that
exactly.
song?
That should be the
Isn't that how
theme
that
song
song goes?
for everyone.
Isn't that how the Kendrick Lamar
Yeah,
song goes? You're not like us. You're not like. It's true. They're not like us. Entrepreneurs are built different because they've literally told their brain other information. See, in school,
yeah,
everyone gets taught this: get a degree, get a job, and then they become robots. But the entrepreneurs, we're the crazy people. We're like, create value, build value.
yeah,
That's how we operate. We operate on
yeah,
build value and then get paid. We're like farmers.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
people don't understand. Being an entrepreneur, it is a badge of honor. It makes you special.
Yeah,
All right, so
absolutely.
let's play
I
a
mean,
little
it's
word association. I'm going to throw a word out. I want you to give me your first reaction to it, okay?
yeah,
Elon Musk.
Tesla,
Okay, cool. What else?
SpaceX, crazy entrepreneur, eccentric. I mean, I already said crazy, but doesn't care. Um, what else? Spaceships.
So think,
Uh,
so think about the words you just used.
change. He's change.
So think about the words that you just used to describe Elon Musk. Doesn't care, very driven, entrepreneur, has built
Passionate
successful
for sure.
companies, passionate, wants to make a lot of babies. So at the end of the day, if you think about this for a second, if you could use those words to describe yourself, you'll realize those are some of the things that make great entrepreneurs great.
Yeah, yeah. I never thought about that actually.
All right, so we'll do a couple of fun ones. Cheetos or Doritos?
Cheetos.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's an easy one. It's Cheetos. It's always
Yeah,
Cheetos.
Cheetos. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
When you look at your life and the road ahead, what are some of the things in the next 12 to 18 months that you want to do with your life?
Um, well, okay. Like materially, I want to write three more books. I kind of wrote myself this bucket list that I want to do for 2025. I want to write three more books so that I'm at five. I want to interview 50 guests on my podcast.
How many have you done so far?
Um,
How many guests have you done?
I've I think 15, and then I have a few unpublished still.
You got
Yeah,
you
so
got 35, you got 35 left to go this year. You'll crush it. Now,
yeah.
now, by the way, if you could
Um,
come to Vegas and from 6 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, if you could literally for 13 hours interview people for your podcast and have 3,000 people to choose from, you think you can get 35 interviews done in a day?
I think so. I would definitely do that.
Podcasters Summit Live,
Launch a business.
July 15th in Las Vegas. Get your butt down here. I'll give you a $5,000 area where you can interview people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a huge gold mine of opportunity for me. Um, I want to grow Strategy Growth, which is my marketing agency. I want to grow into a full-blown automated business. Um, so that way I can sleep at night knowing that if something happened to me, my business would keep going. Um, I also have I started a tourism company, a Canadian tourism company with my siblings actually.
The
Um,
two photo bombers?
and no, other siblings. These are other siblings. They're all younger, but we all kind of want to get into the entrepreneurship
Wait a second.
space. So
Wait a second.
we
How
want to.
big's your family? How many kids are in the family?
I have a large family. There's we're nine altogether.
Holy bananas! 9 kids. Your mom and dad were not messing around. They're like, honey, we're gonna make babies.
Yeah, so we're trying to grow our own little family business empire. So yeah, we started this tourism company I mean we're from Toronto, so we're trying to do the Toronto area. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of content we can create, collaborate with hotels, restaurants. And so I really want to start focusing on that as well. So
What's
once I have strategy growth kind of
call the company?
we just started it. It's called True City Tourism.
True City.
And so we're hoping to do like True City, yeah. So we're hoping to do like YouTube, social media,
Can I give
websites,
can
like
I give you one
blogging.
bit of advice?
Yeah.
Facebook used to be called the Facebook. Federal Express used to be called Federal Express, but it's FedEx now. Try and get it down to where you can call your business one word and people instantly know what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Like
I
just call
agree.
it
Let's yeah.
Teresa. Teresa, you're a tourist.
Theresa. Teresa. I like that.
Teresa.
Teresa. I like that. Yeah, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I also want to start getting into public speaking, doing engagements around Canada and eventually going to the US. And so those are kind of the goals that I've set
Wait,
for
you're
myself.
going to Vegas in July,
Uh,
right?
already hit that goal. Yeah. Yes.
There he is.
Yes.
Another photo bomber.
Oh my goodness. Just I don't understand.
Listen, if you got nine sisters, trust me, it's going to happen. All right, so here,
Yeah.
Teen, I'm gonna ask you to do one thing. I want you to talk to every other human being that's under the age of 18. I don't care if they're 3 years old right now. And I want you to talk to them and I want you to tell them something that's going to activate the entrepreneurial gene in their brain. I want you to tell them something from your heart.
Um, let's see, let me think. Everybody's living life for the first time and nobody's thinking about you. And the older you get, to realize the more it's everyone is the main character in their own story. And we like to think that, oh, like they're thinking about me, they're judging me, like nobody's thinking that. Nobody cares. Um, and if you feel like you want to start some kind of business, and a lot of people do, a lot more people do than we think. We often think, oh, the entrepreneur is, it's one in a million. It's not. It's very common, but it's often just like we're all just suppressed by the society that we live in. Um, and so just start is what I like to say. And don't listen to what other people say because at the end of the day, they're they want to be what you are, and they don't know how.
Well,
I
they
think
don't
that's
know
what
how, but
I would
they're
say.
also afraid. They're petrified.
They're yeah, afraid. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So
That's what
I
I would say.
I can't thank you enough for your time. And I think what you're doing is great. And I think a year from now, you're going to be in a much more successful place. And I think 2 years from now, you're going to grow and
Thank you.
you're literally going to grow every single day. And I can't wait to see what you do with the life that you've been given. I can't wait to see the businesses that you build. I can't wait to see you on stage one day. In fact, when you're on stage in front of 10,000 people and somewhere in the crowd, there's some guy that's just screaming at the top of his lungs, let's fucking go. And you can look out there and you're looking out and you're like, God, the lights, the lights, the lights. And you see the guy and you realize he's bald and he's just going crazy. That's probably going to be me.
Thank you. Thank you. I really 100% appreciate everything that you're doing. I really appreciate what you're building with this community. So thank you for having me on the podcast.
She's Mariam. She's 18. She's chasing the dream. She is absolutely going to be somebody you should keep an eye on. She's an entrepreneur and she owns it. She
Thank you.
knows she's an entrepreneur. She's a proud entrepreneur and she has faith in
Yes,
herself. Her faith is growing every day.
yes,
All right, Mariam,
exactly,
say goodbye to
exactly.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much.